Now, it's the interview that's got everyone talking. Thomas Tuchel said his own mother thinks Jude Bellingham's on-pitch temperament can be a bit repulsive, but insists the midfielder is special.
Yeah, the Real Madrid midfielder was frustrated at the end of Tuesday's defeat to Senegal, confronted the referee and was seen kicking a cool box as he left the field. Well, speaking to TalkSport, this is what Thomas Tuchel said. He has a certain something and brings an edge. It's needed if we want to achieve big things. It needs to be channeled towards the opponent and towards our goal and not to intimidate teammates. He has the fire. I don't want to dim this down, but the fire comes with some attributes that can intimidate you. Sometimes you see the explosion towards referees and the anger. That edge is hard to find. If he smiles, he wins everyone. But sometimes you see the rage, the hunger and the fire, and it comes out in a way that can be a bit repulsive, for example, for my mother when she sits in front of the TV. I see that, but in general, we are very happy to have him. He's a special boy.
I think a little bit of that has been lost in translation. I don't think Tuchel meant it as strongly as that comes across in English. I think he was trying to say that, look, when people from the outside who don't know Jude Bellingham and his absolute desire to win see him looking very, very angry on a football pitch, or angry towards the officials, or angry towards his teammates, or squaring up to Gareth Southgate, as he did in the final of the Euros when he felt the tactics weren't right. When some people see that, they might misconstrue it and think it's a negative. But from Thomas Tuchel's point of view, it's very much a positive, but it has to be channeled in the right way. And that's another big challenge for the England manager going forward.
Well, as we've already seen, Tuchel's comments are all over the back pages this morning.
They certainly are. In the interview, it was put to Tuchel that some fans think England would be better off without Bellingham. And that surprised our Back Pages Tonight panel.
I'd love to meet one of those people. I mean, blimey. I cannot get my head around that, why England will be better off without one of the very best players in the world, an absolute national treasure and someone I absolutely adore watching. But, you know, I just can't really get my head around that sort of kind of comment. And then Tuchel takes it on board and maybe is thinking, you know, that he's sort of kind of coupled that, not from a sort of team point of view, but more about sort of kind of what Bellingham sometimes does on the pitch.
Why he did it, we can only speculate. I think you could possibly read through it, and that element of intimidation is quite important, that he's talked about the pressure Jude Bellingham puts on other players. We may have realised in the last couple of games that England either are out of form or out of brilliant players, and they're going to have to change a lot of the team that did well for Gareth Southgate.
This guy is a very, very intelligent manager. He is super smart, super cool. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's saying. And he's very much in command of what he says. He doesn't say something without thinking about it first. He doesn't make missteps or mistakes. He really doesn't. So he knows what he's saying, and he's trying to make a point there. And I just think perhaps that point has come across badly.
The next England camp, is there a conversation between the pair? Is there a conversation now between tonight or tomorrow between them to say, look, I may have overstepped them up. I don't see Thomas Tuchel doing that. Does Jude Bellingham now go in, you know, smart at being called potentially immature on the pitch? It's a lot of headaches have come from this.
I do think it's got potential here. I do think it's a bad misstep. I do think it's got a, you know, Martin's right. It's not, you know, just one word out of place. It's a really thorough and lengthy examination of how Thomas Tuchel sees Jude Bellingham.
We're expecting the fireworks to come on the pitch and the Tuchel and develop this England team. They haven't happened. The last two games have been absolutely awful.
Part of the art of being an international manager, in my view, is different to being a club manager. I do think it's more about kind of almost being able to manage them and basically make sure that you sort of stay on side with them. All week, Thomas Tuchel has been talking about togetherness and team spirit and a bond, connections. Well, I have to say, you know, comments like this is certainly not going to kind of, you know, sort of strengthen and sort of kind of weld those stronger together, are they really? I think that's the point. And so I do feel as if, I'm not saying treat him with kid gloves, but just manage him sensibly.